Hello coders, I hope you are coding well. In the previous video, we called getAvailableRooms API, and after this we displayed the rooms data on the customer dashboard in our Angular application. And in today's video, we will create a reservation entity in our Spring Boot application. And after this, we will create a reservation status enum and repository as well. So let's get started. So in our Spring Boot application, first of all, we need to create a reservation status enum. And to do this, we will right click on this enum package and we will choose new Java class and we will name this class as reservation status. And after this, from the options, we will choose enum. And after this, we need to write the possible values, and the first value can be pending. And after this, a reservation can be approved, and at the end a reservation can be rejected. And with this, our reservation status enum is completed. Now we need to create a reservation entity, and to do this we will right click on this entity package and we will choose new Java class and we will name this class as reservation. And after this we will annotate this class with @entity annotation and we will import it from jakarta.persistence. And after this we will add the annotation of data from Lombok to get the getters and setters. And after this we need to mention the properties of this reservation class. And first of all, we need to store the ID of the reservation. So we will write private and the data type of this will be long and we will name this as ID. And after this, to make it primary key, we need to annotate this with @ID annotation and we will import it from jakarta.persistence. And after this, we need to add the annotation to create this ID automatically. So we will add the annotation of generated value. And after this, for the strategy, we will set generation type dot identity. So our ID can be automatically incremented one by one on the creation of new reservation. And after the ID, we need to store the start date. So we will write private and the data type of this will be local date and we will import it from java.time. And after this, we will name this as check-in date. And after this, we need to store the last date. So we will duplicate this line and we will rename this to checkout date. And after this we need to store the price, so we will write private and the data type of this will be long and we will name this as price. And after the price we need to store the reservation status, so we will write private and after this we will mention reservation status enum and we will name this as reservation status. And after this we need to create the relation of this reservation with the room, so we will write private and after this we will mention room and we will import it from hotel server dot entity and we will name this as room. And after this we need to define the relationship type, so we will annotate this with many to one annotation. And after this, for the fetch we will write fetch type dot lazy. And after this we need to give the optional and we will give it as false. And after the many to one relation we will annotate this with join column annotation and for the name we will give it as room underscore id. And after this, for the nullable we will give it as false. And after this we need to define the action on the delete of the room, so we will annotate this with on delete annotation. And after this we need to give the action and we will give it as on deletion action dot cascade. And with this our room relation is completed. Now we need to create a relation with the user of this reservation, so we will copy this room relation and we will paste it here. And same as room, the relationship type will be many to one. And after this, for the join column we will give the name as user id. And after this we will replace this room with the user. And at the end we will name this as user as well. And with this our reservation entity is completed. And now we need to create reservation repository, and to do this we will right click on this repository package and we will choose new Java class and we will name this as reservation repository, and from the options we will select interface. And after this we will annotate this class with @repository annotation. and then we need to extend this repository from the JPA repository. So we will write extends, and after this we will mention JPA repository, and in this we need to pass the entity and the data type of our ID. So we will mention reservation, and we will import it from hotel server dot entity, and after this we will mention long, which is the data type of our ID. And with this our reservation repository is completed as well. Now let's run our application. And as you can see, our application is up on port 8080 without any errors. And in the logs we can see one table with the name of reservation got created. And that's it for today's video. In the next video we will create reservation DTO, and then we will create post reservation API call in our Spring Boot application.